What's good, tribe? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I hope you like this video. This is going to be your Chasing Dallas Season 1, Episode 2. Now, look, I know I'm late. I'm late as hell. But better late than never, right? Sorry. But here we go. So, we start this episode off. We see Aubrey is having a photo shoot. He had a photographer. He had 4 models. He had 2 makeup artists. He had a location. And at the last minute, the day before the shoot, the photographer calls him to cancel to say, look, I have a pipe burst. What can you do? Excuse me. So at the last minute, he's scrambling. He's trying to get everything together. Reese G, who has just recently moved to Dallas, is letting him use his house because he don't have no furniture in it. I feel like there was a little bit of shade thrown in that, but I'm going to leave that right there because maybe not. He was like, Reese G going to let me use his apartment because he don't have no furniture. Little shade. But anyway, he has a model there. Her name is Kelly. He also seems like they're kind of friends. They're, talking. You know how you do. And Tony, who we met on the first episode, who does the makeup artist, and he's known for his eyebrows, he's there as well. So as they're going through the photo shoot, there seems to be a little conflict, a situation where Tony says something out of pocket about Kelly, and then he turned around and said something to Kelly. And what he said about Kelly was that he said she's doing too much. I believe it is. I wrote it down. She's doing too much. And then told Kelly, when Kelly was sitting in his chair, told Kelly she was rude. Now, I'm still not clear on what Kelly did that will precipitate him just coming right out the blue telling somebody they're rude. I've been in situations a lot of times with people that are rude. You just do, especially if you're in a service environment. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but when you're doing nails or you're doing hair or you're doing makeup, unfortunately, you're going to deal with, I don't know if Kelly was rude or not. Let me say that. I wasn't there. But what I am going to say is even if she was rude, you are the professional. You are the one that is providing a service. I'm not saying that gives people license to be nasty and rude to their hairstylist or their makeup artist or what have you. But unfortunately, you can't control people's attitudes. But if you are trying to build your brand, which is what I think Reese was trying to explain to Tony, if you're trying to build your brand and you're trying to get repeat clients and you don't want people to have a bad word of mouth, it's probably not a good idea to tell the client you're rude unless there was a really major conflict. And I don't get that impression because I don't feel like, because Premier and Reese were talking to Tony and telling him he was wrong for how he handled it. So I don't think that they would have been defending her had she really been out of pocket. Now, I wasn't there, but this is what I'm picking up from the whole conversation. So it ends up being a conflict between Reese and Tony, who are friends. At this point, they are friends. And he's just, I felt like he was just trying to tell him, like, as a good Judy, like, look, that's just not a good look. Like, I know Kelly. Kelly might come off sometimes. She has a dry sense of humor, but that's no reason to kind of come right out and talk to her the way you was talking to her. And again, I feel like had it been a major conflict, I don't feel like Reese would have carried it that way. And then so Tony is going off defending himself, which he has a right to do. And he felt like, he doesn't feel like what he did was that bad. He doesn't feel like the way he said it was rude. He said, I just made an observation. I didn't come off crazy. I didn't come off no kind of way. I don't see what the big deal is. It wasn't a problem. And he doesn't seem to think he did anything wrong. Then it ends up being between him and Aubrey, because then he goes on to talk about how Aubrey was unprofessional and he didn't have his models ready. And remember, Aubrey done had the photographer cancel. He done had the makeup artist cancel. So really, Tony, that was an opportunity for you to shine. Like, oh, cool. The other makeup artist cancel. Watch me work this shit out. I'm going to get it done. And I, again, wasn't there, don't know how everything went down, but it seemed like they were just trying to talk to you like friend to friend, like, look, you trying to build a reputation, build a brand. Because let me tell you something, when you're in a service situation, and I don't mean that in any derogatory way at all, so I hope nobody's taking it that way, The worst thing you can get is a bad reputation. Because let me tell y'all something. I'm dealing with a situation right now. I just got my nails done last Thursday, and I had to go back up to the salon. I got them done Thursday. I went out of town this weekend. The polish started chipping, and then my two of my nails chipped. And this is the salon that's closest to my house, but I know that they're not always they don't always give me my best results. But I was in a rush. I was like, I don't have time to go to my normal spot, blah blah blah. But I had to go back up there and tell them, look, this is ridiculous. This is unacceptable. And here's the thing. Not only that's not my first time having a bad experience, so I'm not going to go back. They gave me a refund. I had to go to my normal place and let them fix what they done messed up. And I'm going to tell people that they probably shouldn't go there. You understand what I'm saying? So that when you're building a business, you're building it on a reputation. And I just felt like Reese G and Arby were just trying to give you some good advice. That's just how I took it. It could be wrong because I'm not going to get into the whole social media piece that's going on right now, but it just feels like Tony took it some kind of way in that episode. I'm not getting into what's going on right now, present day. I'm talking about in that episode, it looked like Tony just took it some kind of way and didn't want to receive what they were trying to tell him, and he kept deflecting it back at them. But some people you just can't talk to. Some people just, some people are going to take offense to stuff even when you're not trying to be offensive. But there it is. So then we see, let me make sure I said everything I wanted to say on that little piece. Anyway, okay, yeah, I think I said everything I wanted to say on that piece. Then we have a scene at Val's Cheesecake. We have Markel and Premier. Here's the thing, y'all. The same thing happened in this little scene that happened with another show I was looking at, and I made the same observation. Premier, was it Markel or Premier? I don't remember now. One of them was saying, he's a really good friend of mine, and I just want to catch up. And then in the very next sentence said, just try to get to know him better. You can't be really good friends with somebody and also trying to get to know them better at the same time. You could catch up with them. You could say, let me see what's going on with them right now. But again, I felt like maybe they weren't on the same page. Like, God, listen to what you're saying. Either they're your good friend or somebody through an acquaintance and you just trying to get to know them and flirt a little bit. Which is cool either way. Just decide before you get on your green screen. Just decide. Anyway. It was a cute date. It was at a little, it's called Val's Cheesecake. Next time I'm in Atlanta, I might check it out. I'm not a big cheesecake person, but I like if there's other stuff with it. Like when I go to the Cheesecake Factory, I like their banana cream cheesecake because I like banana cream pie. I like bananas. I love bananas. So it's enough to offset it. So I might try that place because it sounds like it's a lot of different options. I said Atlanta. I'm tripping. Dallas. Okay, I probably will never try it because I'm probably ain't going to be in Dallas. My bad. I'm thinking Atlanta. Duh. But it just sounds like a nice spot to check out. And they have a little date and they're talking. And they, doing the stuff that people are doing when they're trying to get to know each other. And they knew, Markel was talking about he's working on a book. And Premier was throwing a little shade. Talking about he had on his red bottoms. The red was coming off a little bit. And then he was like, psych. No, you wasn't psyching. You meant that shit. So it was a little shade in there. And then Premier was talking about, how Markel is like a Jamaican because he always got a different job every time he talked to him. He writing a book. He's writing a book, or he's a chef, or he's this, he's that. He's a jack of all trades. That's what he do. But it was a cute little date. They looked like they were there for a couple of hours because the date started while the sun was up, and by the time they got done, it was dark. But the cameraman was a little shady because why he kept panning down on Premier's pants and shoes. What was he trying to say? Y'all? His shoes was a little sparkly. That was a little sparkly. But I ain't seen nothing wrong with them. I'd have worn. But they was a little sparkly. I don't know, but the cameraman kept panning down, so maybe it was something down there we were supposed to see that I didn't catch. I don't know. But I think he might have been a little shady. Maybe he was trying to talk about his sparkly shoes. I don't know. But it was cute. It was a cute little date, and you saw them kind of get to know each other, flirting a little bit. Then we get to Reese's event. Now, we learned about Reese's event on the last episode. He was having an Easter brunch, he's going to have an adult Easter egg hunt. We didn't see that part on this particular episode, but they were actually doing the Easter egg hunt. But the event was nice. It was poolside, and He had servers with the little rabbits on, serving mimosas, and he had a nice little spread and everything. And what he explained that the caterer he had booked to do the job ended up canceling on him, or he canceled the caterer because the caterer sort of seemed like they were a little apprehensive about doing the event for someone of the LGBTQ community. He was like, "Yeah, I saw your Instagram, and are you of the lifestyle?" And Reese was like, "What lifestyle are you talking about? Like, am I gay?" First of all, if you was on his Instagram, you shouldn't have to ask no questions. Second of all, why the fuck does that even matter? Is his money green? He ain't giving you rainbow money, is he? Anyway, so I feel like I couldn't tell if Reese canceled the caterer or if the caterer canceled on Reese. But Reese said that he got up with a friend of his whose mama or auntie is a caterer and told him how to do some quick tricks. Go to Costco, get this. Go to the grocery store, pick up this. These are some real quick ways to get a nice little spread. On a last minute type situation. Then he said he had booked a live band and the band canceled. Now look, what the fuck is going on? Who are y'all booking that people keep canceling on y'all? I ain't never seen. Aubrey had the photographer was legit. If he really had a pipe burst at his studio, that was legit. But I'm gonna give him a 50-50 on that. Then you had your makeup artist not show up and cancel on you. Then Reese had the caterer tripping off of some old I was gonna say racist. Off of some old bullshit. I was gonna say racist, but y'all know what I'm saying. Then the band was a no show. What the fuck? Who are y'all? Y'all not checking these Yelps. Y'all need Reese. You need to be checking people's Yelps reviews before you start booking them. That's what you need to do. And what you need to do is you need to go on Yelp and you need to blast that bitch that didn't want to do your event because she found out you was gay. Blast her ass. Put that shit all over your social media. Give her a bad Yelp. That's bullshit. And for the band that didn't show up, I'm the queen of Yelp. If you can't tell, I will Yelp your ass. But I do good and bad. Because I feel like a lot of people put the bad Yelps. They don't put a lot of the good Yelps. But I will Yelp your ass. Anyway, back to the event. I'm all off key. I just didn't understand why people kept canceling on you, Reese. That was fucked up. But the event did seem like it was a nice event. Most of the cast showed up. The two people that did not show up was Charles and B. King. Charles hit with some last minute bullshit with is your event still going on? We all know what that's code for. I do it all the fucking time. When you hit somebody with a text saying, is your event still going on? That's code for I ain't coming. That is code for I really don't feel like coming, and I hope you say no. And if you say, yes, the event is still going on, I got an excuse for why I can't come. That is cold. We know that. Reese knew what the fuck he was doing when you sent the text. That's why he was irritated. Then B. King didn't show up because he had to work. Now, Reese, I ain't like the little comment you made talking about his 9 to 5, and I thought he was a boss, and but you was defending your friend Tony at the time because you was like, well, B. King be coming for my friend Tony, but Tony make his own schedule. He's his own boss, so I knew you was going with that. But I don't like that, knocking people for having a 9 to 5 because shit. 9 to 5 pay bills. Until you get to where you trying to go, the 9 to 5 pay the bills, boo. And B. King got a 9 to 5, and if it's paying his bills, what can you do? But I understand what you was doing. You was defending your friend because you was saying, how B. King coming for Tony, but Tony was there because Tony make his own hours and Tony's a boss. Like, I get it. So Tony shows up. He was sort of late to the event, and you are taking him around and introducing him to everybody. Reese was talking shit about Charles not showing up, and why Charles wasn't there, and they was talking a little shit about he must still been at church. He had his church flow going on, and it was cute. It was a little kiki about Charles not showing up and everything. Then we see Tony and Kane come face to face. King Kane. Now remember again in the last episode, King Kane was talking shit about Tony. As well, talking about how Tony messed up one of his friends' makeup, and they have a little beef. And that was where the episode really ended. But we see a confessional of Tony. And Tony maybe I didn't see. Maybe we're gonna see more in the next episode. But what I saw with this was Tony was making it seem like Kane did a whole lot, but Kane shook his head. I mean, when you turned around, he did grit on you a little bit, but he shook your hand. He said, "Hey, how you doing?" He didn't say nothing. To me, I don't feel like he did anything extra or out of the way at that moment. Again, I know next episode that scene continues and a little bit more happens, but in that particular moment, all he did was say hello and shake your hand. Shit. If he was really on that bullshit, he wouldn't have shook your hand. Because I know I'm quick to not shake somebody's hand. I'm quick to be like, hi. So he shook your hand. So I feel like you was looking for some bullshit or you was waiting for something to pop off. That's how I feel like. But we'll see how it goes with the next episode. So that is Chasing Dallas. We on that is episode 2. Episode 3 is gonna drop Thursday. I promise y'all it won't take me this long. I had a lot going on last week. I ain't making no excuses. It just didn't get up. I ain't gonna make no because I looked at the episode 3-4 days ago. So I don't have no excuses. But it's up now. Y'all tell me what y'all think in them comments. What you think? Y'all think Tony tripping? Or you think, he had a right to be upset with King Kane? Tell me, people who live in Dallas, tell me, is this something in Dallas that people just be canceling? That they just don't do what they supposed to do? Is that something normal in Dallas? Y'all let a sister know. Let a sister know. Alright, y'all have a good one.